welcome back to Tiny Artist TV. Today is day 2 of DnDecember, so let's go ahead and find out what today's prompt is. So, first thing I'm going to do, of course, is going to go ahead and roll the d20 for a race. So we get number 1, which is Dragonborn. And then we're going to roll our d12 for class. That's number 7, which is a Paladin. So I'm drawing Dinar Blitzen. Cool. Not to disappoint you guys, but I won't actually be drawing Dinar Blitzen. So, because this is actually going to be a female Dragonborn, and the way I'm determining that, instead of rolling a d4, I'm basically just going to be going back and forth. So if I drew a male the previous day, I would be drawing a female the next day, and back and forth. So let's go ahead and get started with the sketch. I do end up rolling again to determine what type of Dragonborn is going to be. So above a 50, it's rare, so we can see I'm picking from the rare list. And then I'm going to be rolling a d6 to determine which one it is. So that's number 4, which means it's going to be a mithril dragon. The parts I have circled here are basically the determining factors, or I guess the distinguishing features of what differentiates a mithril dragon from, say, a copper dragon or a gold dragon or an adamantine dragon. Just the things that stood out to me. So basically these long slender horns and the neck, and then this really long flowing tail, and an almost aquatic type fin on the back of the tail. So everything else is pretty much a standard bipedal dragon anatomy, and then of course having the horns and the tail to kind of point that this is an mithril dragonborn paladin. And something else I could have done, because when you're creating characters you can do as many rolls as you need to do. I wanted to keep it simple, because something else I had considered was rolling to determine what paladin this dragon was a warrior for, and I decided to just keep it simple and go with Io, who's basically, he's the true neutral, like, I think he was the firstborn of dragons. He's the god and creator of dragons, so this was the most neutral way to go as far as designing the armor. There's not really any distinguishing feature with the armor other than Io's symbol is a multi-prismatic piece of metal, but because I'm not really doing colors with these ones, I kind of left that out. So I guess with the exception of possibly Bahamut or Tiamat, this could be a paladin for any of the dragon gods. I wanted to kind of more so focus on armor design than anything else as far as what was going to go into this character, because I did want this to be a quick character piece. If I was going to go all out and just like make this a fully fleshed out painterly style piece, I would put more attention into color palette and placement and things like that. But because this is pretty much just line art, you get the feel that this is a dragon knight slash paladin, and that's all that really matters for the sketch for today. I'm working on the second layer of lines. I do skip showing you guys the fine tuning, but overall that took about, I think, 45 minutes, just because the chainmail took the longest, of course, and then putting all the pleats and ripples and details. But here I am selecting the inverse so I can just color everything in, and then I add a little bit of not so much shading this time, because the base color was dark enough that I actually go in a highlight direction. So I use my burn tool to give it a little bit of scaly texture to the background, and then on a separate layer I set my color. I'm actually using the same color, and I've set it to screen so I can add in highlights and detail to the armor and make everything look nice and shiny. And here I go again with the filigree. Filigree is a really easy design to do if you're doing it in a painterly style. If you're focusing on drawing everything in, it's going to drive you nuts. But if you're just doing like adding some like texture on there, you can basically just do what I did and not be precious with it, and just kind of add in your light and then erase it out so it gives it this floral pattern to it. So that is it for today's DnDecember. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video, and I will see you guys next time. Have a weird day.